the whole world can take some pleasure in and can really look at this as an achievement of humanity. And there's, these are difficult times when, there's not that much good news, and I think this is one of those things that is universally good, no matter where you are on planet Earth. This is a good thing, and I hope it brightens your day. Thank you.
I do hope it brightens your day. And now let's speak to Ken Kremer, who joins us from Titusville, Florida. And he's a space journalist and also the founder and managing editor for the Space Up Close website. That's the one. Great to have you on the program. Welcome to the News Hour.
Thanks.
Just to quote Elon Musk, how much of an achievement for humanity is this?
It's a tremendous achievement. I was watching him when he said that online yesterday, and I thought it was the perfect words. This is what is going to cut the cost and increase the access of humanity to space, because it's really expensive right now, but we derive so much benefits from it. And this new commercial model that was started about 9 or 10 years ago under the Obama administration has finally reached fruition. And we can see what a tremendous success that was yesterday when those 2 astronauts came back down, and they were in great shape, and they did a lot of great work on the space station while we were there. And so this now will lead us to the future, to more space flights within about 2 months.
So tell us more about what happens next after this. As you said, it's a new commercial model. It's cut the cost. So will we be seeing more of this?
We'll absolutely be seeing more of this. The next crew of 4 astronauts, including 1 woman, will be launching about the end of September. They need to do about 6 weeks of certification activities to make sure that this rocket, everything performed well. It looks like it did, but you have to dive deep into the data. I'm a scientist, so we have to prove that it really worked, not just look at it, but actually prove, go through the data, make sure it worked. And when that's done, then those 4 astronauts, 3 NASA astronauts and a Japanese astronaut, will launch in late September. And then after that, about 6 months later, there'll be another crew of 4 also launching on SpaceX. And that'll include, and very interestingly, the wife of Bob Behnken. So his wife is going to fly on exactly that same capsule about 8 months from now. And so that will give us a continuous presence, and we won't be reliant on the Russians anymore for the Russian Soyuz. We're going to still work with them, but we're not going to be totally reliant on them anymore.
So why did NASA team up with SpaceX for this?
They teamed up with SpaceX and Boeing because the space shuttle was retired. The politicians didn't want to pay for it anymore. And we have a $100 billion space station up in orbit doing a lot of great science, but we can't get there from the United States anymore without the shuttle. So NASA gave contracts to Boeing and SpaceX about 6 years ago to develop these commercial crew capsules. In SpaceX, it's the form of the Dragon we saw yesterday, the Crew Dragon. For Boeing, it's the Starliner. And so that finally came to fruition after a lot of troubles, a lot of difficulties, technical difficulties, and funding shortages. It finally launched 2 months ago, as you're showing there right now on the screen, in May. And they did 2 months worth of work, longer than expected. They stayed up there because there's only 3 people up there now. That's the whole problem, is we don't have enough ways to get to space. This is going to multiply our ways to space and lead to the Starliner, and it will also lead eventually to Orion, our manned space, our crew spaceship that will go to the moon and Mars. So there's a lot of excitement here.
And Ken, what does this mean then for the US and its space race, given that this is such an achievement that we're seeing on our screens right now?
It means we can have confidence going forward. It means we can go to the moon. It means we continue to occupy this space station. SpaceX also has plans to develop their own private flights. They'll launch people into Earth orbit, high Earth orbit, and moderate Earth orbit. Maybe other companies will develop space stations. So we're going to develop a low Earth orbit economy, and then we're also going to go to the moon. And SpaceX will help resupply the gateway station that is going to be on the moon, and other companies as well. So this is a harbinger of really great things to do. And like Musk said, this is a triumph for the whole world. It was really very touching what he said. COVID, you got to take it seriously. I'm a scientist. I work in the pharmaceutical industry. And COVID is a real threat. This is a real positive for everybody. we can all take pride in this, as humanity moving forward positively, because we really do need good news, just like what he said. And this is it.
Absolutely. And as he said, I hope it brightens your day, and I hope our audience feel much brighter listening to this story. Ken Kremer, thank you so much for your time here on TRT World today.